Okay, so we've got a plate set up here. This is a CWB plate. I've set it up for the flat position. The flat position for CWB is going to be 1/2 inch wide. You need to stamp it. You can see the numbers that are stamped on it.
Wait, I can't see. Take it out of the light.
We can see the numbers that are stamped on it. We've got number 1, 2, 3 because we've got 3 coupons. And the number 111 tells us that this plate was welded in the flat position. Okay, so when we always stamp it on the square edge. So when we're in class, I'll show you the equipment we use to put it together, to stamp it, and I'll show you how to tack it properly. I've tacked it up with MIG, which is the way we should do it. Notice how the tacks are right near the edge. They don't have to be big, that's just fine what I've got there. And then I've got little tacks on the ends. That's all you need. So every one of the CWB plates that you do, you always start on the square edge. So this particular one, I'm going to do a flat position stick. Flat position stick, we're going to come down. There's 2 stop and starts. A stop and start in the first weld and a stop and start in the second weld. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just set up this little piece of rod here to help remind me that that's where I need to stop. We come down, we've got to stop in the number 1 coupon, and then we're going to flip it around, we're going to stop in the number 3 coupon. So I've got my machine set at 128 amps, and I've got the arc force set at 30. I think that's going to be pretty good. We're going to find out in a minute how that works out for me. Okay, so you want a nice tight arc. Keep it in there nice and close. Make sure that you're getting equal fillet size on your 3/8 plate and on your 1/4 inch backing bar. Okay, here we go. I'm going to start out on the lead in here. Give myself a little bit before I get started, get set up. There we go. Nice and tight in there. Take it nice and slow. Don't get ahead of the puddle. Trying to maintain the angle all the way through. Coming up to my stopping point, and we'll stop right there. Okay, so that didn't go too bad. Slag's coming off nice and easy. That's a good sign. So that's my first pass. Let me grab my wire brush over here. And we can use a wire wheel when we do the test to clean it off. The only thing about the wire wheel is make sure that you don't use it right away when you finish. Otherwise, the slag's just going to get pushed in, and it's going to glaze over the slag. So give it a little bit of time before you do that.
Okay, we're ready.
Okay, I've got my one stop on my square edge. Now I'm going to do a restart. So notice how I finished off. I just sped up the last 1/4 inch or so that I've got a good area to restart, and I can be sure that I'm going to get lots of penetration in there. Okay, so here we go. And we go off the tab, and then we can stop there. Okay, so that restart wasn't the greatest. It just sort of hesitated on us, but still turned out okay. Clean that off, get it with the wire brush. Now we're going to spin it around, and we're going to do our beveled edge. Now our beveled edge has got another stop down the number 3 coupon. So I'm going to light up and I'm going to come down there. So you've got to make sure you have your angle just right. You don't want to, if I go too high up on this bevel, I'm not going to get the penetration on this bottom. So what I'm shooting for when I get this pass done is I should have a section in the middle, because I'm going to put a third pass right down the middle and blend these two together. Okay, so let's see how this one goes. Okay, keep it nice and tight. Try to be consistent as you come across. And there's my stop there. Give that a second. You see the slag will start to chip off easier. There it goes. Okay, we're going to do a restart on that and finish that one off. This is where the inspector's going to want to verify that you did stop at the right point. So you can see I'm right at the numbers. I'm stopped right at the numbers. So we're good so far. And I'll just roll out the end a little bit and leave it there. Okay. We've got our two first passes on. We've got our stops and starts. Now we're going to come right down the middle and blend those in together. There's no more stops and starts now. So here goes. And that went in pretty well. So from now you just need to fill it up. There's nothing written in stone on how you need to do that. There's no more stops. So I can go from one side to the other. Okay, so this has all got to be in stringer beads. We don't do a weave. We're going to do multiple stringers. So let's put another one in. You ready? Here we go. Nice and slow, just maintain your angle. And then we'll go off the edge again. So the goal here is to keep the heat in the plate. So this is the point where if you had a wire wheel on your grinder, you don't want to just go over this with the wire wheel right away. You see, as it cools down, it'll start to come off easily. So before I even consider using a wire wheel, chipping it off, then go at it with my brush. So far things are going pretty well. Pretty happy with the way that's looking. Okay, so now I'm going to put another pass in the middle. So I could have come to the other side, put a pass in, and then do the middle last. Doesn't really matter. Whatever you want to do at this point is going to be fine. Just make sure you got your welds blending really nicely together. Okay. Still got it on?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to choose to spin it around so I can, my line of sight to get this other side is going to be this way. So we've got to clean this off. See, it's cleaning off fairly well, and that's a good indication that your settings are good, your angle's good. So I went a little wider than what I wanted to do there. So I'll solve that on this one. Okay, so now I'm going to put the third weld in. My goal here is after these are done, I should have a fairly flat feed profile. Off the end again, so that one went in fairly well. Cleaning, you got a little spatter off in between.
When you're doing it.
Okay, go.
Okay, so I got that cleaned off, ready to put in my next round here. go. I'm going to spin it around. Touch it from the other side. So again, we're just doing a strainer bead, no weave. I'm trying to just come up on the edge of the plate. Okay. Okay, so now if we can come down the middle and even that off, we'll be in good shape. Okay. So this plate is pretty hot right now. I think I should be able to finish it off with this next round of passes. But what I don't want to do is have it too hot, because then I'm going to have more chance of getting undercut on the toes in the weld. So right now, yeah, that thing is probably more than 500 Fahrenheit. So we're going to let it calm down just for a little bit, and then the next round that we do, I'm going to be coming right along this edge. I should have the center of my electrode right where the edge of that 3/8 plate is as I come across. And if I do that right, I shouldn't have any undercut on the toe on this side. Yeah. Okay, so my plan is now is to come across here, the furthest piece away, and I'm gonna be the center of or the edge of this 3/8 plate is going to be about the center of this electrode. And I'm going to come through like that. And then I'm not going to go one side, other side, center. I'm going to go in succession towards me.